wanted to discuss the recent Kryon interviews about process update, basically, in the magnetics of the physical, and how on deep levels there is how I understand it, like a magnetic pole that is from the mind, creating resistance within our physical living. So basically, as we move ourselves into becoming life, becoming physical, aligning more to our being and living what's best for all, our mind is equally here occurring, and it is wanting to basically take back control, and it uses this magnetic pole or resistance through the mechanisms in the mind consciousness system that is explained in these interviews, so I suggest listening. It uses this energy to kind of bring us back into the mind, and what is outplaying now is those walking process directly, and those, I guess, all of humanity, it's creating more of a outflow of us distancing ourselves from ourselves in this process. So basically, not moving ourselves how we are capable of moving. And they used examples such as the outflow of this, if it keeps occurring, is that we basically are showing that we're not walking process, we're not in it. And this, for me, was a wake-up call, and realizing that I could relate in ways, because I have been feeling this resistance energy become stronger and stronger, making me not want to walk process, move myself. So it's like becoming a bit more difficult to do the normal process points that I've always done. Though for me personally, I am grateful for these kind of interviews, because it supports with waking myself up and kind of re-evaluating and checking in and cross-referencing myself with what my actions have been so far. So within something that is not so easy to hear, I suggest, and I practice myself, not taking it personal and not making it emotional, but looking to see what I can do to change myself, to become more aligned to the best of myself, and supporting this process as a whole. Because we're walking for everybody, for ourselves and everyone who is here. We're all walking for each other. So we're not alone in this. And I take that responsibility to heart, basically. I mean, it's very, very important to me in terms of making sure that I do what it takes to get myself back on track, and using self-honesty, understanding myself within these patterns that play out that, are more deep and not so visible, in terms of I can't consciously see it so easily. So
leave the traffic circle at the third exit onto Route 6A East.
It was difficult to hear. It's concerning in a way, because we have been walking process for years. I've been walking for 9 years, and I know many people who have been walking with equally so. Some are, it doesn't really matter time frame, but we are
turn right.
here together walking as a group, and I don't want to hear that people are not, are struggling and not able to stand, are having trouble. So what I can do for myself and what I can do to support is share myself, share what works for me, share my perspective, and I hope it supports others. I actually had a thought that I share too much in a way, or I'm too kind of upfront, or just my mind's going into a point of judging myself for what I do for my sharing. But then of course I look and correct that point, because sharing ourselves and sharing our perspective is a giving. It's a giving of ourselves. It's a giving in a moment to support others. And if it's done in a way that is for the best, then people will listen and take from it what they will. If they don't want to listen, they can shut it off. But there is potential for support, so I always lean to the side of give support. Always give my support, give my perspective, and it may support others, and that's the point, and that's what matters. We should be sharing ourselves and voicing ourselves and sharing our perspectives. And if you are not able to find a solution for a point, reach out to those that are around you. And I do that myself. If I don't know how to handle something, I reach out. And it's not easy to do that, because you have to face fears within reaching out to others. You're kind of putting yourself in a vulnerable point. So it's not an easy point for me anyways. But I realized that staying stuck within myself and not kind of closing myself off and just staying in fear is not the solution either. It actually is more compromising. So using self-honesty as a guide is supportive to move through the fears and the challenges we face. What was cool was Kryon gave support and how to kind of support yourself back to becoming more strong in process and being able to face these more deeper points that are coming through. One of them was do more consistent writing in the afternoon or at nighttime when you are before bed or whenever you get a chance. 15 minutes. That's something I've not been doing, is a consistent daily writing. So that's something I'm going to
follow US 6 East.
I'm going to implement in my day. Another point was to practice
Now turn right.
living words and writing them out, redefining them, and if you need support, reach out to others. Like, find a buddy that you can work with and start a conversation. And really, he emphasized in getting the points done. Like, once you start something, finish it. And that's also another cool